Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for October 8th, 2021. All right, so I only got two pre-orders to tell you guys about. These were pretty much announced last week, but they didn't make it into the last video just due to timing. The first I'm actually looking forward to. This is part of like a series of sets that the Doors have been doing. They did Morrison Hotel. They've done the I think they did the Soft Parade, maybe Morrison Hotel. They're essentially an LP-bound book. So it's like an LP, a book, and some CDs. The CDs pretty much have all the bonus outtakes. It's the Doors' 50th anniversary. That comes out December 3rd. But it has two discs of roughly about 2 hours of bonus outtakes on what is, for me, probably maybe my favorite album of all time. If not, it's definitely up in maybe the top 1 or 2, 3-ish. But LA Woman, unbelievably good album. A lot of people email me about this one as well. David Bowie's Brilliant Adventures. This is a 18-disc box set going from 1992 to 01. So this is going to be his most difficult stuff to find. There's some BBC stuff, tons of B-sides, outtakes, and also there's an unreleased album, Toy. That is going to be in there as well. It's not cheap. It's like $400, so, you know, it's pricey. So a lot of people are asking me, is it worth it? Well, the thing is, if it was like his 70s output for $400, there might be there might be cause to say, that's probably not worth it. But the fact that it's all the stuff that goes for hundreds to $400 for one album, I doubt almost none of it is in print. That in itself kind of makes it worth it if you're a Bowie fan for sure. Both of those are available on the website for pre-order. The Bowie comes out October 26th, so Black Friday. First thing I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how it comes, but I opened it up. This is, yes, this is the Union 30 Live box set. So you're kind of going to get somewhat of an unboxing here as well, because this is the way it comes. It doesn't really come sealed. It comes in this outer box. I'm going to ship them probably in that outer box, but the packaging inside is not sealed. So this is a numbered box set, 4 discs. Comes on colored vinyl. Each one's numbered. This is number 208. So you've got, like, backstage pass, little all access badge. You got a book. You got a poster, a book. Maybe that's just 2 books. And then you have 4 discs. I'm not going to go too into this because, like I said, this is really a brand new record. This is just how every one of them is boxed. Not one of them is box sealed. Which, in 2021, you think that's uncommon, but you got to think it wasn't until the mid-60s that they really started boxing discs. Let's see. Try to get that out of there, but I'm not going to try too hard. But yeah, they're in there upside down, but there's an album. And you can see they're all on different color vinyl. That's on green. So you've got a green disc, a red disc, a blue disc. And I'm going to guess that's probably going to be a clear disc. I thought maybe yellow, but no. Shoreline Amphitheater, California, 1991. But yeah. That is it. Keep in mind, guys, this is how it's going to come. All the tchotchkes are sitting on top of the 4 albums. Super limited. These are already sold out. You can't get them anymore. Distributors already pulled them off the website. But this is how they're going to come in this little fragile box, taped up. But I figured I'd show you. I thought about it. I'm like, well, I don't really want to open it. Well, actually, I didn't realize until this one was open that, it was not actually sealed inside. But I thought about just showing, here's the new Yes album, guys. But a brown box with a fragile piece of tape on it. Not really much of a showing, so I didn't go that route. All right. Also, finally got the Black Album box set. I've only got a couple of them. There it is. It's out of print, which is kind of bizarre when I think about it, because if you look on the back, there's a sticker on there that shows that they made 52,000 of them. They're numbered. So this is number 23,589 out of 52,000. But I have a few of these left. They'll be sold out right away, and then that'll be it. All right, so let's take a look at the new arrivals for this week. Also, I got a restock from Analog Productions. Vinyls in the back. I did get a few CDs, I'll show you. I got the Dark Side of the Moon SA CD, the Wish You Were Here SA CD, and then a couple of restock SA CDs that they've been out of for a long time. Dave Brubeck's Time Out, Muddy Waters Folk Singer, and one of my favorites, Elvis's 24 Karat Golden Hits. So yeah, SA CD restock. All right, just in time for Halloween, although according to this hype sticker, it's not really much of a Halloween album. Buck Owens and the Buckaroos, it's a Monsters holiday. And it says here, while the title track of this 1974 album might mislead you, it's the only Halloween-related song on the album. This is on colored vinyl. One thing that is cool about this is by Sundays, and you know something that Sundays doesn't typically do? That's release all analog records. You know what they did this time? They released an all analog record. You'll see there on the hype sticker, it says all analog, and then right on the back, it says the first ever reissue, and it was cut directly from the master reels at Coherent Audio, and it's never sounded better. That is how you properly disclose you are making an analog record. You disclose it. Again, on the back. Produced at Buck Owens Studios, but cut, not sourced from. It was once upon a time analog. You know, sourced from the original analog master tapes, but they forget the fact that it was sourced from the original analog master tapes, then brought onto a cassette tape, digitized onto a CD file, then put on a DAT tape, back to reel, over to cassette tape again, and then they're going to cut the lacquer from the cassette tape. That could still be the case with source from the original master tape, because the master tape was the first link in the chain. But cut from the original analog master tape is pretty much what it says. It's cut from the original analog master tape. And I'm so glad to see Sundays is finally starting to put out some all analog cuts, because they use Kevin Gray a lot, but they don't typically, they give them digital files. So I hope this is a trend for Sundays. It'd be so much nicer if these labels in general were more honest and forthcoming about their, you know, their sources. The new Nirvana Nevermind that I've got up for pre-order, it says sourced from the original analog master tape, but like I just said, that could mean a lot of things. Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die. This is going to be a very hot album. This is his hardest album to get. Really his only album that has not been in print for quite a few years. Vinyl Me Please did it not too long ago, but it's not been in print for a long time. We are getting into the Rocktober titles. They are always popular every year. They're super in demand. They typically come once and then I never see them again. POD Satellite for Rocktober. What do we got here? Snow and Galera. Temporary Highs in the Violet Skies. So that is Snow. I actually really dig the way they did these song titles. It's like a bunch of stickers in different fonts and designs tacked onto the back. All right, Pink, All I Know So Far. Set list. So let's see. Yeah, I don't know much about Pink. My ex-wife was a huge Pink fan, and I subsequently do not listen to Pink. Bad Bad Not Good. This is the indie exclusive limited white vinyl edition. Kind of a really cool packaging they put together here. You've got a nice cardboard cover on the inside, but it has this vinyl style outer sleeve that has Bad Bad Not Good kind of printed on the outside, and then it's sealed with a sticker. Another Rocktober title, another Lou Reed that has not been in print in some time. New York. This is 2 LP disc. Yeah, so it looks like this originally, I'm almost positive, came out as a single disc. So it looks like they separated this properly onto 2 discs. So I'm sure this is going to have quite a bit of fidelity, of an improvement compared to the last one. All right, here's kind of been the bane of my existence for the last couple of weeks. This was a title that was heavily allocated 2 weeks ago. Then they finally sent me, as of today, my remaining order. It's been going on way too much for my liking, but here it is. If you still have an order with me and it hasn't been canceled, not by me, but if you got, some people, decided they didn't want to wait, but you're going to have your order shipping out today. Another Rocktober title, School of Rock. My kids were watching this the other day on HBO or some streaming service, and I'm like, you know what, if we're going to have to watch a Jack Black movie, let's at least watch High Fidelity. So we watched that instead, but this actually has a really good soundtrack. High Fidelity has a really good soundtrack as well. Orange vinyl with etching. So it looks like, yeah, 2 discs, 3 sides. The D side is in etching. Billy Strings, Renewal. Here is a title that's actually been out a couple of weeks. I showed it a few weeks ago, but sold out. I really dig this album. Lindsey Buckingham's newest album. It's a really good record, I think. I've always loved Lindsey Buckingham. I've seen him solo quite a few times. I think this was done by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Mastering as well. Sounds really good. Why Violent Do Birds Femi Sing? I'm going to assume it's Violent Femmes. Why Do Birds Sing? All right, I've got 2 versions of this. I've got it on a standard, let's see, black vinyl and a limited edition smoke vinyl, which is going to be here. That's the indie exclusive. This is kind of cool, right in time for the new James Bond, the best of James Bond. Come on, look at that cover. I wonder if I can just make that the thumbnail. All right. The best of Bond. Everything from John Barry doing the theme. Oh, this is quite good. This looks good. It's got pretty much the best of the stuff from the movies. It's got Paul doing Live and Let Die, Lulu, Rita Coolidge, Goldeneye by Tina Turner, Sheryl Crow, Tomorrow Never Dies. Pretty cool. All right, this came out a couple of weeks ago. I showed it to you guys. It sold way better than I thought, but I got a restock on it, so I figured I'd show it to you again. Blue Stingrays. This was essentially Tom Petty's backing band that went in and anonymously did this album. This is the indie exclusive version on colored vinyl. It's a blue vinyl. All right, back in stock from my top 10 in-print analog rock records you should own. Paul Simon's Graceland. Actually, this was added, so this is on the 100 list. I added this after I filmed that video. Unbelievable, killer sounding record and not a lot of money compared to what audiophile records are going for these days. You guys might have noticed that both Analog Productions and Mobile Fidelity had a price increase. Mobile Fidelity went up $5 to $10 a record, and Analog Productions went up $5 a record. Here is a tri-colored vinyl of Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof and Grindhouse. Let me see. Yeah, this is Death Proof from and Grindhouse. Clear poker table green marbled vinyl. DRI 4 of a kind. Alrighty. Danielle 82. These have actually been extremely successful, and every time I get one of these, I'm like, you know what, you got to load up on these collected that Music on Vinyl does. So Music on Vinyl has a series called Collected. They're pretty much all the same format. They're double disc greatest hits by Music on Vinyl, and they're typically on colored vinyl. This is Grand Funk Railroad. All right, a couple of box sets, more to show you guys. The Technical Ecstasy Super Deluxe box set, newly remixed album. Actually, yeah, so there's the Steven Wilson remix, a 2 LP live concert. Let's see, replica tour book, 40-page book, artwork, liner notes, color poster, 5 LP set. I actually have dug these boxes. These are all really solid values. They're about $100 a box. I think this is the third or fourth Black Sabbath box they've done. They put a ton of stuff on here, and value-wise, you're getting a lot for the money here. All right, the Metallica Blacklist. This is a tribute album box set. Essentially, let's see, we got 53 different takes on the 12 original songs, and then all the profits on this are going to charity. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 albums in there. Yeah. All right, now for the Analog Productions restocks. I got some of these, I got a decent amount. Some of these I didn't. Dean Martin's Dream with Dean. This is from my top 10 imprint analog rock and pop. Dean Martin is pop. Records you should own. Pop stands for popular music. Don't email me on it. That's what it is. Steppenwolf. This is the 33 RPM of their greatest hits. One of the absolute best sounding records you guys are ever going to hear, because his Roy Orbison's crying, his vocal on vinyl is just like butter. It is silky, milky smooth. It's funny if you didn't know, you know, put his voice with his picture, and it's even all these years later, it's kind of comical, but unbelievably good sounding, well recorded record. From my top 10 imprint analog records you should own list, Elvis's 24 karat hits. We've got a 45 RPM version of Stevie Ray Vaughan, Double Trouble. This has been out for a while. This is one of the most recent titles in the Analog Productions stable. Counting Crows, August and Everything After. Speaking of one of my absolute favorite all-time records, and this is the absolute definitive version of this record, The Doors' LA Woman, 45 RPM by Analog Productions. Unbelievable sounding record. If you listen to records with drums or guitar or vocals, I highly recommend this if you do not have it already, because it is one of the best records of all times that features the guitar, drums, and or vocals. So, yeah. If any of those are your criteria for owning records, I recommend LA Woman. Strange Days, The Doors, their second album, 45 RPM. From my top 10 imprint R&B soul blues records you should own, Otis Sings Soul has the original version that he wrote of Respect that Aretha Franklin later covered, and I think somebody just put it out as the greatest song of the last 100 years. I do not agree with that, especially because he wrote it. His version is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, there's a lot of good songs that have been written in the last 100 years, but that's just one person's opinion, I guess. But they also do a cover of the Rolling Stones' Satisfaction. All right, we've got the wonderful sounds of male vocals. These are comps done by Analog Productions. These are audiophile comps, true and true. It's pretty much a sampling of a lot of the stuff that is in their catalog. These are absolutely fantastic. I recommend all three of them. The wonderful sounds of female vocals, the wonderful sounds of male vocals, and there's also the wonderful sounds of Christmas. A really good sample. You're going to listen to this. If you don't have a lot of these albums already, you're going to find a lot of albums you're going to want to own. But everything from Roy Orbison, Willie Nelson, Aaron Neville, Tennessee Ernie Ford, Dean Martin, the Beach Boys, Elvis, Harry Belafonte. Really, really highly recommend these. And also, I highly recommend the wonderful sounds of Christmas. If you want to own Christmas albums, I've told you guys this a little bit recently, do not wait until December, because come December, you are not going to have very many selections for Christmas music. And this is one of the best Christmas albums you can own. I play this all year long. Fantastic. Maybe It's Cold Outside. You know, there's everybody. Nat King Cole, Aaron Neville, Vince Guaraldi Trio, Chet Atkins, Jose Feliciano. You know, stuff from Charlie Brown, Ella Fitzgerald, Bing Crosby. This is a must-have. All right, guys, check us out online at the website, www.theingroove.com. Until next time.